new government study says the abortion rate in America is declining. The Centers for Disease Control says between 2014 and 2015, those are the most recent numbers available, the number of abortions fell by 2%, from 652,639 to 638,169. And the ratio fell from 192 abortions per 1,000 live births to 188. Joining me now for analysis is Michael New, visiting assistant professor at the Bush School of Business at the Catholic University of America, and you're also an associate scholar at the research group Charlotte Lozier Institute. Welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me.
To our broadcast. The U.S. abortion rate has been on the decline since 1980, and this data suggests the trend is continuing. What do you believe is behind the decrease?
I think several things are behind the decrease. I think the most important factor that we see from the data is that a higher percentage of unintended pregnancies are being carried to term. We've seen the abortion rate fall by 50% since 1980. It's actually lower than it was in 1973. The year Roe v. Wade was handed down. And we have good data suggesting that, again, a higher percentage of unintended pregnancies are being carried to term. And I think that shows pro-life educational, political, and service efforts are all effective.
But wouldn't you say that that rate's fodder for pro-activist, pro-abortion activists who say abortions are going down, so why legislate change?
Well, I think we have good research showing that a lot of the legislative things we do are effective. We have good research showing that public funding limits are getting abortion numbers down. Parental involvement laws get abortion numbers down. I did a study a couple years ago for the Lozier Institute, which finds that the federal Hyde Amendment, which places limits on the ability of the federal government to fund abortion, has probably stopped over 2 million abortions since 1976. So it's a variety of things. It's changing hearts and minds, legislation, a variety of efforts are playing a role in this.
As our Capitol Hill correspondent Jason Calvi often reports, that is something that comes up every year for renewal and is something that we watch very closely on this show. How complete, though, is this data, given the fact that California, Maryland, and New Hampshire all failed to report for 2015?
It's unfortunate that federal abortion reporting requirements are pretty weak, that the CDC really cannot require states to report their data. Unfortunately, California has not reported any data since 1997.
97? Why is that?
It's a very good question. I'd like to see the Trump administration really take some lead in strengthening these reporting requirements. I'm not sure why California's been so delinquent, but we know from data from both the CDC and Guttmacher tend to mirror each other.
Guttmacher is?
Was up until recently Planned Parenthood's research arm. They do a survey of abortion clinics, and their data does tend to track the CDC data. So we know from multiple sources that abortion numbers are in fact going down.
Just this month, the Ohio House of Representatives passed one of the most restrictive abortion bills in the country, one that would penalize doctors for performing an abortion when a fetal heartbeat could be detected. You've talked about how significant pro-life legislation has been, and this law, by the way, is now heading to the Ohio Senate. Do you think with this administration we are now going to see more laws like this passed?
I think that the confirmation of Judge Kavanaugh has given pro-lifers some hope that additional kinds of protective laws will be upheld. So I think we'll see additional 20-week bans. I think we will see some states trying to mirror what Ohio is doing. And I think that pro-lifers are optimistic of being able to do more to protect the unborn.
You mean the pro-lifers downtown in Pittsburgh?
Yes, absolutely.
Where you're from?
Yeah, the Yinzers.
There you're the Yinzers. Okay, thank you so much. Michael New, visiting assistant professor in the Bush School of Business at the Catholic University of America.